Department. This item before you tonight is the formation of Assessment District number 13-25, also known as Planning Area 5. The Assessment District is located at the northwest corner of Irvine Boulevard and Jeffrey Road. This district is being formed to fund 52.
Still present here, my commissioner. If not, then we move on to, is he here? Where were you? I've been calling you many times.
Apologize, I was listening attentively, but
next is, excuse me, Alice Ren, R-E-N, Trong Yuan.
Trung Nguyen.
Yeah, Z Jun. Z-H-I-J-U-N, Wang. Will you please come down? Go ahead.
Mayor Choi, good evening. Mayor Pro Tem Lalloway, members of the council. My name is John Duong. I'm a proud Irvine resident. I have the pleasure of serving as Mayor Pro Tem Lalloway's appointee to the city's Finance Commission, where I currently chair. But I am here tonight on a personal note. Like hundreds of folks behind me and thousands of others who are not here tonight and can't make it here tonight, we are political refugees. We fled communist Vietnam. My father, a former police captain, was in prison for 10 years in hard labor camp. My mom and I fled on a boat no bigger than your dais, with 52 people on board, pirated by Thai pirates. We fled communism. According to the UN, a third to a half of the 2 million Vietnamese during that exodus did not make it to shore. Councilman Agran, that's suffering to the nth degree. But my story is not unique. You've heard it before, and you'll hear it the rest tonight. The common denominator here is that people put their lives on the line. My parents, my elder generation here, so that we can seek freedom and escape oppressed governments. So why, Councilman Agran, why would you want to tolerate, sympathize, and promote an oppressed form of government? Why you have a large Vietnamese American constituency here in Irvine? Why would you want to open up wounds that have seared deeply in our emotions? You may have protested and disagreed with the Vietnam conflict then, but why would you want to rekindle and invoke the memories of terrible tragedies that the community has experienced? Why not be sympathetic to your own constituencies here? rather than lending your sympathy to a government that doesn't respect and share the same democratic values that we do in America. Over 1 million brave soldiers of the Republic of Vietnam Army and over 58,000 Americans died, as you've heard before. So Councilman Agran, you have opened up a deep emotional wound that should be shouldered this responsibility. Your proposal is ill-conceived, ill-advised. It reflects a policy view that you are sympathetic to, a promoter of a dated socialistic regime that doesn't respect human dignity. At best, you are misguided. I hope you can sleep tonight after hearing all the rest of the audience. Mayor Choi and member of the council, I urge you to vehemently oppose this friendship relationship now and forever with Nha Trang and Irvine. It is not what Irvine residents want and not what freedom-loving people the world around wants. Thank you for your time.
Alice Ran. Next is Trung Nguyen. Go ahead.
I'm 10 years resident of Irvine. My name is Alice. I thank the city councilor and the mayor for the opportunity to speak. I strongly support Irvine Baoji Friendship City proposal. Baoji is like essence in Greece. It is the fountain of Eastern culture. All Chinese have our roots there. It is also along the Silk Road. It is a very clean city like Irvine, with a strong business and a rich culture. I believe that Irvine and Baoji will benefit from each other a lot. On behalf of Irvine Chinese community, I hope you will approve this proposal. Thank you.
Ju Juan Nguyen, WNG.
Di Trung Nguyen, please come in.
Can I start yet? Mr. Mayor, member of the City Council, I understand the item was moved to withdraw, but it's still on the table. My name is Trung Nguyen. I know this city very well. 35 years ago, my parents settled out here and raised their family. I lived here 15 years and raised my family here too. My son and daughter graduated from University 15 is 10 years ago. In my extended family, we have 3 generations Irvine residents, soon to be 4th generation. We are your neighbors, we are not strangers. But your action or your plan is insulting us. You want to be a friend of the regime far away from the city. You want to exchange with them and hopefully change the system. Do you know after the Soviet collapse, the communist regime in Vietnam has been in power longer than the Chinese, North Korean equivalent. Do you think you have friendship with the city official of Nha Trang to change the system? First, the officials are this bipolar one-party system. They do not listen to you. They listen to the marching order of the central committee. After 7 decades, they haven't changed it yet. So your action is either delusional at best or stupidity at worst. You have more to lose. Please look around you. These are your neighbors. 35 years ago, they came here and lost everything at sea, and lost parents, brother, sister, uncle, aunt, and they're innocent. We want nothing to do with that regime, so don't welcome them. You may people who harm us, but welcome them, never. Neither should you. All of you are elected to be official, to lead. If you cannot lead, then step aside, what they will do. But don't insult us. Thank you.
Zuin Nguyen, followed by Steve Greenberg. Next person will be Huang Bo Bio.
And Phượng Võ.
Mayor and council members. My name is Jun Wei, and my friend's name is Jun Wang in Chinese. And I come from the United States about 20 years ago. I have been living in Irvine for 15 years. And as a resident, as a serviceman for the community, I want to express my appreciation for the city considering all these opportunities to go out to the world. Yeah, we are the country, the melting pot from everywhere in the world. We need to take care of our citizens, our residents, and we need to go out, find all the routes for our residents. And today, I especially want to appreciate, all the efforts we have been doing to try to bring all the different cultures here, and also try to let people go out looking for their roots. And then, no matter what happens, I appreciate all the efforts. And secondly, I want to tell you my story. I came from China, and I came from where the Baoji is. And I've been there for like almost 10 years. I lived in that area. I'm not originally from there, but I learned a lot from there, because that's the center of our culture. And then, for our residents here, if you want to go there to find the Chinese culture, Eastern culture, that's a place to go. I can tell you, even you fly over there to Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, anywhere you can cover all the China. When you get over there, you see what's the difference. You will see the culture. I'm the resident. I live in a common life. I don't know what else, but I want to show you, this is my thinking.
Thank you. Steve Greenberg. Next, Huang Bo, Kim Trang Dang, Trang Yuan.
Good evening again. My name's a lot easier to pronounce. So, some friendly advice in the future. Maybe pick a city like Shannon, Ireland, to be a friendship city. You won't create all this turmoil. But leave it up to Councilman Agran to turn this into a political issue. I just want to. Here's a quote from Irvine Matters, which is a blog put out by Councilman Agran and Councilmember Krom, referring to tonight's meeting. And I quote, "Unfortunately, since Mayor Choi expanded the Friendship City program, 2 cities, both Korean, have been adopted as friendship cities." Now, I take that, to me, that's not a very nice comment. It's not only mean-spirited, but it's not true. We all know that last year when Mayor Choi proposed the expansion of this program, he wanted all types of cities to be included from all around the world, not just cities from Korea. So I just didn't, I didn't appreciate that comment at all. And you can actually go back to the replay of the meeting last year and see for yourselves that he did want other cities included in this. So it's really time to let's stop the political shenanigans and just run an honest and transparent campaign in the future. Thank you.
Huang Bo, Kim Trang Dang.
Kim Trang Đặng và Trang Nguyễn.
Good evening. My name is Bungo, and I am an Irvine resident. I've lived here for 26 years, and I value everything that we have here in Irvine: the safety, the clean air, the educational system, everything. And I would like to remind you once and for all that we do not want to have our children facing the same kind of atrocities and human trafficking that they have to wonder, why are we friends with such a regime? And so I'm here to speak. I'm sure you have heard tonight from so many of my own people. We very united in this stance, and I hope that please do not be fooled by the communists. Liars, they will put on the front and they will do everything to get their wish, but they are not going to do that.
Thank you. That was Fong Vo, right? Kim Trang Dang, followed by Trang Yuan, then Hung, H-U-N-G, Yuan.
Good evening. Mayor, Joyce, and council members. My name is Kim Choi Tang, Vice President of the Vietnamese community of San Diego. The reason I'm here today because Irvine and San Diego is not too far from here. So, and I have a nephew attending University of Irvine. So what happened to Irvine today? It could happen to San Diego in the near future. That's why I'm here to oppose what was your plan before, but I'm so glad that our voice is already heard, you already heard that, and then you move. So I really thank you for that. And I would like to urge all elected officials, please be aware of what is happening in Vietnam right now. And the friendship program, city program is a very good program, but before you do it, put it on the agenda, please find out and know for sure that it's a good item to put it on the agenda and work on it. And I would like to give you this information. If you're aware of that, one of the political prisoners just got released from Vietnam to United States. His name, he is the attorney who he just got released yesterday. So if you want to know about the situation of Vietnam, please contact him and learn more about Vietnam. Thank you. God bless America.
Sau đó là Trang Nguyễn hoặc là Hùng hoặc Hưng Nguyễn.
The next person will be Chao, Chaule, Lee.
Châu Lê.
Trang Nguyễn.
Trang Nguyễn có đây không ạ?
Hùng Nguyễn.
Hùng Nguyễn hoặc Hưng Nguyễn.
Moving on to Chao Lee.
Châu Lê. Or Châu Lê already spoken.
Okay, Guy Trent and
Phạm Trần Gái hay là Gai? Gai Trần Phạm và Gái Trần Phạm.
If Guy not here, then Chi Charlie Yuan.
Trí Nguyễn.
Good evening, Mayor and Council members. My name is Chi Charlie Nguyen. Together with the Vietnamese American Federation of Southern California, we, the Board of the Supervisors, strongly oppose the intention of establishment of a friendship city relationship between the city of Irvine and the city of Nha Trang. The Vietnamese Communist government has violated every single basic human rights in Vietnam. The city of Irvine should not be associated with them for any reason. We urge you to take this matter seriously. No more of this, Councilman Irvine. Now, Councilman Irvine, it is my honor and privilege to present you the flag of Republic of Vietnam, the flag of the free for the all Vietnamese overseas.
Jacqueline Powell, followed by Travis and Wen Shen Jia.
And pretty quick, and I also would like to invite you to come to commemoration of the Vietnamese Flag which is coming up pretty soon here. And one last question for you, please. Will you or do you consider to bring this one back again? Please answer.
Jeffrey Travis và Wen Sanjia.
I look like Vietnamese myself. And just a minute ago, someone said, "Oh, you look like the mayor."
You are me.
careful.
Yeah,
Sorry.
brothers.
Well, I'm Professor Wensheng Jia. I'm from Chapman University, but I don't speak on behalf of them. I speak on behalf of myself. I'm an independent scholar, and I was the one who made the trip to Baoji. Just because when I was in Xi'an 20 years ago, I dreamed of going to Baoji because Baoji is the place where the rituals were developed. It was about interpersonal rituals, not about parliamentary procedure. You want to conduct a parliamentary procedure, which is political procedure. But in the Chinese tradition, the most developed one is interpersonal rituals. That is mutual respect. And I truly value that. It is part of civility. We need to learn and restore. So that's why I really appreciate the opportunity to make this effort. I would bring my students to Irvine Global Village Festival every year since I've been at Chapman for 10 years. I've been living in Irvine for 10 years. They benefit so much from Global Village Festival. I desire every year's annual festival so that my students can come back to the classroom and relate to the cultures. And I want Baoji to be added on the list because that's the land of rituals. That's like ancient Athens in Greece. And it's the dynasty of Zhou, the Zhou dynasty. Even Confucius treated him as the ancestor, as his teacher. And I truly believe in communication because without communication, there would not be any understanding. If without communication, there will be not new understanding.
All of these, as I stated in the beginning, we need to respect each other. Everyone has a right to express their opinion. So chanting or booing like that, I don't think it'll help. So we are so lucky that we enjoy this democratic process. You are free to speak with your mind and let others also speak their minds as well, okay? And I think that was Wensheng Jia, Professor Jia, was it right? Okay, then we move on to Christina Shea, Nicholas Wu, followed by Sandrine Ho.
Christian Trần, Nicholas Wu và Sandrine Ho.
If not, then we move on to Hugh. Are you your name?
I'm Nicholas Wu.
Nicholas Wu, yeah, go ahead.
Honorable Mayor Choi, Mayor Pro Tem, City Councilman and City Councilwoman. I'm Nicholas Wu, and I'm the President of Formosa Association of Public Affairs in Orange County. My wife and I living in Irvine for over 31 years, and thank you very much for giving this opportunity to me to speak over here. Speaking of the friendship city that remind us of our sister city. Back in June 2006, that is what an episode, and it's worried about Taiwanese community again. My daughter Catherine, she was in the Sister City program. She went to Tsukuba. And as a matter of fact, Larry Agran is the one lead the efforts to Japan, and they learned quite a lot. She is 25 years right now, but she benefits a lot. So we will go for sister city program. Unfortunately, as you know that, back in 2006, Larry was coerced to sign the memorandum while she traveled in China. Very unfortunately, we don't have experience to deal with this kind of international politics, especially with communist reason. Earlier, City Councilman Agran mentioned about climate change, but the reason is the same. Communist parties still a dictatorship. The difference is they are getting more sophisticated. Also, you mentioned about the fights between Taiwan and China. Yes, sometimes we have to deal with a necessary evil, just like any other country. It's not necessary to say this is what we want to do. So I'd like to remind the this council that try not to get into the international politics and try to say, ideally, we have a good idea, but sometimes it's abused by the regime. And we kind of naive, it's in certain sense. So that's what I want to speak about. Also, China tried very hard to suppress Taiwan in the international presence. Taiwan and the US share the same value. We have freedom, human rights, democracy. On the other hand, China still like only one party. And also,
yes, your time is up, so if you can wrap up.
So let me conclude it. We oppose this sponsor. Thank you very much.
I'm going to call upon two names once again, Christina Shea, Sandrine Ho. If not, we move on to Hugh Kim, looks like a Kim, Nghiem.
Hiếu Nghiêm, sau đó là Hương Phạm,
followed by Huang Pham, Huong Pham. Next will be Amy Pham.
Hương Phạm và Amy Phạm là sau đó.
You are Hugh Chui, right?
Good evening. My name is Nghiem, and I have been a resident of Irvine since 1982. My son and 5 of my nieces and nephews all graduate from UC Irvine. And what I want to say, all my friends, my communities already expressed. So today, allow me to read a letter from friends. This is a Vietnamese, and he had been 15-year re-education camp detainees. And so he sent us a letter, and we received this letter on April 6th. So allow me to read his letter. Dear Mr. Larry Agran, Irvine Councilman, and CC to Dr. Choi, and Mayor Pro Tem, and Council Member Beth Krom, and Council Member Shea. Although I am not a resident of Irvine, California, but a resident of Paris, France, on behalf of all my fellow victims of the Vietnamese communist dictatorial regime since April 1975, I write to you to express my strong opposition to your proposal of Irvine and Nha Trang Friendship City notion. Your intention in this approach proves that you do not know anything about communism, and especially the Vietnamese communists, the Viet Cong. Can you tell me how many people Ho Chi Minh and his regime have massacred since they are in command?
Can you tell me how many people lost their lives trying to flee the country as boat people? Can you tell me how many former military men and government officials of the South Vietnamese Republic died in the so infamous and barbarian re-education camps? Can you tell me how many children were sent to Cambodia for juvenile prostitution? Can you tell me how many young Vietnamese ladies were exported and to become wives of foreigners in China, Taiwan, South Korea? And last but not least, can you tell me how many new communist millionaires there are now after the 1975 communist takeover of Vietnam, thanks to corruption at all levels of government? I'm sure you cannot answer. So before deciding to defend your proposal, please try to answer at least one of the above questions. Please, no friendship city notion with any Vietnamese city as long as communist regimes is still in place. And by the way, Mr. Larry Agran and I were neighbors years ago, and I have been in Irvine for 33 years.
Band followed by Amy Band.
I have
Hương Phạm
permission
và Amy
to
Phạm.
give it to you.
If not, then the B Dang, B-E Dang.
Bé Đặng.
If not, Trong Hai,
Chương Hải Thành.
Hai Tan, T-H-A-N-H.
Chương Hải Thành.
Trong Hai Tan. So I'm passing through Wang, Amy, B, Dang. Next will be Trong, Hai Tang. If not, Lena Tran.
La Trần.
Next person will be V-I-N-L-E-M-T. Vin Lemt. D-O-N-H. D-I-H.
Vinh Sang Vinh.
Can you state your name, please?
My name is Vincent.
Vincent. Yeah, Vincent.
I'm just I'm not a politician like most of that is seen or any leader of any group. I'm just an average American. And I love this country, USA, and Vietnam to death. Before I come here, I went to the internet and I searched your name, Mr. Larry Agran, on the internet. I realized that you are a Harvard graduate. Okay, and I think you obviously a very intelligent man. However, today I think you made a very critical political mistake. Very critical. And in a way, I thank you for you to bring this up so that we show our strength and so our thoughts about what happened in Vietnam. When I speak to you, you know what? Can you see the vast ocean of emotion today? Do you feel it? Vast ocean of emotion. I tremble throughout the meeting. I shake throughout the meeting. I'm not a politician. I speak from my mind, my heart, my soul. I don't have a prepared speech. I'm just an average American person. And you know what? I feel that the spirit of those who fled and died in the sea, the souls of those people who were killed in the prison camp, simply because they just want to say, we want a multicultural party, because one party is against progress. And you know what? They put in prison. 1 week ago, one person came back from the prison, and he died later of being poisoned by the communist government. 1 week ago. 1 week ago. Not really long ago. And you know what? He simply wanted to only say that this system needs a multiple party. What's wrong with that?
Thank you very much. Your time is up. Okay, I called upon Lena Tran a while ago. I'm trying once again. If not, Kim PAB, I believe. Is that you, Lena?
Yes, my name is Lana Tran. Okay. Mr. Mayor and council members, my name is Lana Tran, and I am a 13-year resident. Excuse me. I am a 13-year resident of Irvine. I want to voice my support and those of my fellow Vietnamese Irvine
or did live in Irvine, and their loved ones who waited for them to come home or not. Northwood, honor, gratitude, memorial, all of that were wonderful things to honor. So I was very struck last night when I read in the newspaper of this Larry Agran proposal to honor the Tran with a connection to the honorable city of Irvine, as if they were almost one and the same in almost every single way, which is the way people would kind of look at it. And I was struck as a Vietnam veteran to see that during the Vietnam War, when we were fighting for the freedom of others, side by side with the Arvin troops, that Larry Agran was here in the United States demonstrating against freedom for the Vietnamese. That's a surprise, because he is heavily involved in having a veteran cemetery put in here in this city as a tool to countermand the development of the starting finally of the Great Park. I understand that Vietnam veterans are treating him royally as a hero, but actually I think he's been using it as a tool to go against the majority who wanted to start development of the Great Park. Irvine is a city on the hill and we deserve better. Irvine is a city of light. I've been here many times to honor you, properly so, on behalf of the people of California. Don't let yourselves down, you deserve better. Thank you.
Thank you.